Shalom. So we're gonna look at remembering the Sabbath. This is from the standpoint of the first tabernacle. Alright? So when you look at the word remember from this Western culture, is very different from the biblical culture, the Hebraic culture, right? Remember for us meaning that, okay, what if I say remember my birthday? For you, you're gonna say January 3rd, the 3rd of January, right? That is the date of my birthday. But how do you actually remember my birthday from a functional standpoint? You would have a gift wrapped up and wine, whatever it is, foods prepare, right? The whole celebration there is the remembrance of the birthday. You saying the 3rd of January, you're just memorizing something. This is just only in the mind, right? So remember is actually a function. How do you remember the Sabbath? Let's go to these precepts. Let's go to the book of Genesis, chapter 2 and verse 3. And this is where it started. It says, "And God blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, because that in he had rested from all his work which God created and made." Right? So we see where the Sabbath, the seventh day actually started. It started from the beginning, right? Not from the laws of Moses, not after we left Egypt, right? This was from the beginning. Now let's go to the book of Exodus, chapter 31 and verse 16. It says, "Wherefore the children of Israel shall keep the Sabbath, to observe the Sabbath throughout their generations." For how long? For a perpetual covenant. So this Sabbath should be throughout our generations, and we are still generating as a people. So the Sabbath should be kept on and on and on, right? It's a covenant with us and the Most High. Now let's go to Exodus 35 and verse 3. It says, "Ye shall kindle no fire throughout your habitations upon the Sabbath day." So at this point, at this time, what was actually happening? The normal thing that we would do each day is cook food and eat. Eat it hot, right? So the difference with us is that people could tell who the Israelites were different from all the other nations because of the customs that we keep, right? And for example, that's why when Christopher Columbus and the conquistadors came over here, they could identify who the people were according to the customs that they were keeping, right? So that's why he said in his writings that, the customs of the people were similar to that of the Hebrews, because they did not know who these people were, right? So you can tell them by their customs, right? And that's part of your national identity, your ethnic group, the foods you eat, the God you worship, the way you worship, and all of that. That is telling you who you are as a people, right? Now let's go to Numbers chapter 15 and verse 32. It says, "And while the children of Israel were in the wilderness, they found a man that gathered sticks upon the Sabbath day." Right? So what you see here is the man was doing all of this on the Sabbath day, and he was actually put to death because the Most High, he's very strict with his word and his judgments. So one of the things about gathering sticks is that you can be gathering sticks to cook, right, which is still a violation of the law of the Sabbath, right, as well as labor, right? Because it says here, let's go to Exodus chapter 20 and verse 9. It says, 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work, right? There's really a difference between labor and work, right? Because when you're dealing with labor, you're dealing with services, you're dealing with servile work, right? So the Most High doesn't want us to do that on the Sabbath day, not even our animals. The only thing you do with your animals on the Sabbath day is to take them to feed, give them water, bring them out, and so forth, but not to load up your animals with things to go from point A to point B, just as what you would be doing on the other 6 days of the week. He doesn't want that for us, right? Now, let's go to Exodus chapter 16 and verse 5. It says, "And it shall come to pass that on the 6th day they shall prepare that which they bring in, and it shall be twice as much as they gather daily." So what it's telling you here is you have an entire day to prepare. So that means when the 7th day comes, you're not rushing to do this or do that, because you had a day before to gather everything to do what you need to do for this Sabbath day, right? Let's jump down to verse 23. It says, "And he said unto them, This is that which the Lord hath said, Tomorrow is the rest of the holy Sabbath unto the Lord. Bake that which ye will bake today, and seethe that ye will seethe, and that which remaineth over lay up for you to be kept until morning." So that means you have this entire day to prepare, and this day is the 6th day of the week. This is preparation. The 7th day of the week is always the 8th day of the month, the 15th day of the month, the 22nd day of the month, the 29th day of the month. These are the only days that the Sabbath can be on. So the day before each of these would be the preparation day, right? For example, today is the Sabbath. Yesterday was preparation, right? So we need to understand that you can keep over the food on the 6th day, right? So even though today we keep over food because we have a refrigerator, we put over food whichever day we want. Sometimes we keep it for even 2, 3 days, 4 days on the fridge, right? But this is not our way of doing things. That's not how we prepare, right? Matter of fact, we don't even use fridge to store things, right? We would corn our foods back then, and that's how we prepare it. Dry them, corn them, and so forth. We use salt to preserve things, right? So we're just taking on really a new custom, right? Because we know that the refrigerator takes away a lot of the nutrients from the foods that we store on the fridge, right? Now also on the Sabbath, you would have certain things that you would have to offer up, your lamb, your flour with oil, your drink offering, and so forth, right? So that's part of the customs of the Sabbath of the first tabernacle. So I will end this right here, and then I will do one regarding the second tabernacle, right? So this is just the sanctuary. Shalom.